All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking some seriously fascinating teachings from Samiel Aun-Weor. We spend so much of our energy entirely focused on external achievements, chasing careers, building wealth, right? But this source challenges us to flip the script and look inward. It's essentially an invitation to map out our own internal, psychological anatomy and kick off a journey of genuine inner discovery. So think about it for just a second. If someone asks you who you are, what do you usually say? We almost always fall back on external labels. We list off our college degrees, our job titles, our roles in the family. But the text really challenges us to look right past all of that. If you literally strip away the job title, the degree, the whole daily routine, who is the entity actually reacting, breathing, and feeling inside of us? If we're being completely honest, most of us wouldn't even know how to answer that.
Here's our roadmap for today. 1. Exploring our inner world. 2. The physical and vital bodies. 3. The false mask, personality. 4. Essence versus ego. And 5. Awakening consciousness. Let's get started.
Section 1. Exploring our inner world. Section 2. The physical and vital bodies. So, let's consider the concept of the vital body. The source defines this as the unseen thermo-electromagnetic seat of life. Think of it kind of like the energetic battery that actually sustains your physical form. It's the literal power source giving your body its temperature, its magnetism, and its internal electrical currents. Without this energetic foundation, well, the physical body simply can't function.
And there's a really profound contrast between these two forms. The physical body is tridimensional. It's tangible, biological. The vital body, on the other hand, operates in a tetradimensional, energetic state. Now, the text explains that these two are intimately connected by a silver cord, sometimes called the antikarana. The absolutely crucial point here is that when this energetic cord is severed, or when the vital force is completely depleted, the physical body dies.
To make this whole concept super relatable, the source uses a perfect everyday analogy: the tingling of an arm that's fallen asleep. We have all experienced this, right? When you sleep on your arm, you're restricting the physical blood flow. And according to the text, this physical restriction actually prevents the energetic vital body from fully penetrating that part of the limb. So when you wake up and shift positions, blood flow returns, and that intense, prickly tingling you feel, that is actually the energetic vital body re-entering and integrating back into the physical limb. Pretty wild to think about.
Section 3. The false mask, personality.
Let's trace the actual lifespan of this personality. At birth, at 0 years old, it simply doesn't exist. But from ages 0 to 7, it begins to form by absorbing sights, sounds, and behaviors from the environment. Then, throughout adulthood, it becomes this massive storehouse of data, knowledge, and highly mechanical habits. But the catch is, it's bound by time. After death, according to the teachings, this energetic personality is left to deambulate, basically wandering around and repeating its ingrained routines.
And that leads us to one of the most absolutely fascinating Gnostic views presented in the text, the phantom routine. Because the personality is purely an energetic collection of habits, after physical death, it can actually linger. It mechanically repeats the everyday routines of its life, things like attempting to make a cup of coffee, sitting in a specific favorite chair, or turning on a television. The personality does this entirely oblivious to the fact that it's dead. People might misinterpret this energetic echo as a ghost, but the text argues it's really just the mechanical mask continuing its programming.
Section 4. Essence versus ego. So on one side of this internal battle, we have the essence. The source defines the essence as our pure divine consciousness. It's our true reason for being. It's described as a beautiful, untainted light of virtue that every single child possesses when they first enter the physical body. You know when you look at a baby and just feel this overwhelming urge to hold and love them? Well, you're reacting to the absolute purity of their essence.
But as we grow up, something else forms alongside it: the ego. Now, in this specific context, the ego isn't just about arrogance or having a big head. It's defined as a collection of psychological defects, the I or the myself. We're talking about traits like anger, lust, greed, and pride. As a child observes the world and starts forming their personality, they also end up copying these defects right from their environment. And slowly, these defects begin to trap that pure consciousness.
When we put them side by side, the contrast is night and day. The essence is pure, highly conscious, and virtuous. The ego, on the flip side, is reactive, mechanical, and made up of these inhuman defects. When the ego takes the wheel, it basically turns us into mechanical beings. We become so easily manipulated by external events. Like, if someone insults us, the ego immediately reacts with anger or defensiveness. We end up acting like complex machines, just reacting to getting our buttons pushed, rather than acting like truly conscious beings.
To put this into perspective, the source provides a really stark, quantifiable ratio regarding our current state. According to this teaching, the average human today operates with only 3% of free, awake consciousness. That 3% is the free essence. A massive, overwhelming 97% of our consciousness is trapped by these psychological defects, by the ego. So we're essentially living life mostly asleep, constantly driven by invisible internal triggers.
Section 5. Awakening Consciousness. So how do we fix this? This explainer outlines a very practical 3-step approach. Step 1. Stop reacting mechanically to external events. Step 2. When someone insults you or a situation goes totally wrong, instead of lashing out, turn your attention inward. Observe the internal I, the specific ego that actually feels offended. Is it pride? Is it anger? And step 3, by observing rather than reacting, you begin to dissolve that defect and awaken the trapped consciousness. It's a really profound shift from just having an external reaction to practicing internal self-observation.
And this brings us to a core philosophy behind the entire practice. What is inside is outside. The source impartially suggests that our external world, our societal conflicts, all our daily dramas, they're merely a reflection of the unobserved egos running rampant inside of us. If we harbor anger and greed internally, well, that's exactly what we're going to manifest and encounter in our external environment. Which leaves us with this final thought for today's explainer. We spend so much time hoping the external world will magically get better, all while continuing to run on our own mechanical, unobserved programming. But hey, if 97% of our potential is trapped inside, the real work isn't out there, it's in here. So, will you stop waiting for the world to change and actually take that first conscious step inward today? Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Keep observing and keep learning.